KNON 89.3 FM in Dallas and Fort Worth, the voice of the people.
Business owners, tell KNON's listeners about your business. You can put your business or event on KNON. KNON currently has space available to run announcements for you. Tell KNON's listeners about your goods, services, nightclub, concert, or event. Help keep the voice of the people on the air while putting your information on the air. KNON's been named the #1 radio station in Dallas by both the Dallas Observer and D Magazine. Put your business with Dallas's #1 station. Call now for more information at 214-828-9500, extension 227, or extension 233. For more information, go to KNON.org and click on the Run Spots on KNON page. It's a great way for your business to support community radio while letting more people know about you.
Yo, what's up? I'm gonna kick it with mine, y'all know. Yo, Slim, can I kick it like this? Here we go. Well, it's time to make that change. People of the world today are fading. All of us have our ups and downs. You better think about it or you won't be around. What we need is a little bit of love, sent by one from heaven up above. Chicken from tea is simple and plain. This ain't no game, you know what I'm saying? What? Yep.
We'd like to say good morning.
Yeah. Yo, Mob, kick it for me one time.
What is the world coming to? Seems like everyone is running from the truth.
Yep.
We need to stand up and fight, walk into the light. We're the people, we can do it if we try. I know we can do it. Somebody ask me, why do we have to go through it? It's just a test of our faith, but we're living day to day. We don't know where, we don't know when, but it's coming back again.
About that time.
Time to make a change. You know it. We are the people who can do it. The choice is up to you.
It's about that time.
Time to make a change.
We'd like to say good morning. This is Church Information and Open Forum. I'm Marion Barnett. Every Saturday morning. All right. We
I know we can do it. Somebody ask me, why do we have to go through it? It's just a test of our faith. We just live it day by day. Don't know when, don't know when.
All right. We got it. I think we've got it now. We've got it now. This is Church Information Open Forum. I'm Marion Barnett, your host. Having a little technical difficulties here, but we are going to make it. But we'd like to say good morning. Good morning to everybody out there. And welcoming to town all the Grambling and Prairie View fans. They're here in town for the big game today. And so much going on, so much regalia around that special event. Got a lot of things going on, a lot of things to talk about, but right now we'd like to make some announcements and let's see what we got for you here. Deliverance Baptist Church at 2614 Ann Arbor Street. Reverend Kenneth W. Andrews is the pastor, having his pastor and wife's 10th anniversary. It will be held October 13th at 3:30 p.m. Friday. That's Sunday, October the 13th. Then Friday, October 18th, 7:30 p.m. Anniversary hour was Sunday is 3:15. October the 20th, 3:15. For more information, call 972-743-5296. All righty. Also, Push Past the Pain. 3-night conference, the electrifying ministry of Prophet James and the power of God. If you need help having problems, if you are on drugs, sick, or in your body, or having financial problems, come and see, be blessed. Prophet James has been seen on television and heard on radio across the country, preaching healing, deliverance, and prophecy. A move of God, 3 big nights. It's going to be at the Church of the Living God Worship Center, 2935 South Lancaster Road here in Dallas. And it will be held October 7th through October 9th. Time, it was started 7 p.m. The ministry of Sandra McGriff is the host pastor. For more information, call them at 214-478-8224. All right, let's push past the pain with Prophet James. That will be held October 7th through 9th. So everybody go by and hear the great message and the healing, see the healing power of God through Prophet James, and all of it's going on. But so much is happening. So much is happening. So much is happening. My God. Did you see that with the motorcyclist and the guy in the van? Wonder how that really came about. Wonder what's going on with that situation. There is something's wrong. I don't know. I'll be glad when we get the truth about what happened with those motorcyclists and the van. Also, the lady in Washington that the Capitol Police killed, shot her. Do you really believe they had to kill that lady? It's obvious she had a mental problem. But I've looked at the whole film. I had a shot to look at the whole thing. The way it was played out, my own personal opinion, they didn't have to kill her. It's hard to believe they didn't see that baby in the back seat, and they were right there on the car. They were around the car when it was there close to the White House. I'm familiar with both areas, the White House area and the Capitol area. She posed no threat to that White House, nowhere close. Those barricades, what she hit, was nowhere close. I know they're there to protect and serve. But I don't believe they had to kill the lady. Why? Number one, why did they shoot in the car, and why didn't they shoot the tires out? All they did was shoot the tires out. She couldn't go anywhere. Secondly, when you see the close proximity, they were at the very beginning to the car. Why would they give chase like that down Washington, D.C. Street? They went down Pennsylvania Avenue. They went over to Constitution. If you know anything about Washington, that time of day, traffic is jammed up anywhere and everywhere. And it's hard to believe that when she got to the Capitol building, she couldn't go any farther. That was as far as she go. And they shot and killed her. What do you think? Do you think they really had to kill that lady? Did she have to die? I know she done wrong. I know there are a lot of people with a lot of problems. But at some point in time, if you've been trained, you are working for the United States government. And at any time, yes, you might catch a problem and kill. But was she really a target, a suspect? You can't come up with the idea they thought maybe she had explosives in the car, and that's why they went on and killed her. And because when they killed her at the Capitol building, they all gathered around that car. If they were afraid of explosives, they wouldn't have done that. They obviously weren't afraid of explosives. There are sometimes when people have mental problems that those who are supposed to be sane should outthink those who have mental problems. I don't know what the motives was. The family said she had some type of problem. She had postpartum depression. And I wonder about these women groups. It seems like they only come out for white women. Have you noticed that? And they talk about postpartum, problems. And when when women have them, everyone should do their best to bear with her on this. Now, these men didn't know that. But at the same time, I really don't think they had to kill that lady. I really don't believe it. I don't believe it. They were shooting. Obviously, they were bad shots. I don't know. They need to go to the practice range or else be fired anyway. because when she first started, they were right up on her and couldn't shoot her. Why didn't they shoot the tires out? Killed the car. She couldn't go anywhere. And so, and it just doesn't seem right. Doesn't seem like it's something that maybe everyone's caught up in these movies and all this explosives and everything, all these movies, and you want to see blood and want to see death and all of this. I just wonder about that. And I don't know what was said. There were some statements made by the park rangers and the park police. And I don't know. When it seemed like after those statements were made, she turned angrily and turned away and starts going around in a circle. I'm familiar with that area. And I don't know. She wasn't shooting back. Obviously, they say they didn't see the child in the car. I don't see how in the world they could not have seen the child. Thank you, Doc. I'm getting my jet fuel under me now. Maybe I can open it up. Thank you, because I have been half asleep here. But it just was one of those things. I really don't believe these fellas had to do it. And this chump congressman from Texas, that angered me. Here's this young lady, a park police person, a park ranger, out there working, doing her job, and not getting paid. And this chump congressman goes up and talk all that noise to that young lady. He needs to be censored. It makes no sense. The young lady didn't start this crisis. He did. He casted a vote not to fund the government. He's going out there and going to jump all over her because of something that he did. He's guilty of. What do you think about that? Here's a guy that's in the United States Congress, and somebody has voted for him to put him in there. I don't know who his constituency is, and if anybody, do we have a computer in there? If we can pull up this congressman, thank you. She's pulling it up. This character's name, who talked all that noise to that young lady, and she's just doing her job. I'm so glad the man that was standing there spoke up and told him that he's been a park ranger for 30 years, and she's just doing her job, doing what she's told to be doing, and she shouldn't have been talked to like that by this park ranger. Doc, did you see that? Did you happen to see this congressman talk to that? You didn't see that? It's been all over the news. I watch TV. Y'all, you don't watch TV? Oh, okay. But to have him talk to a young lady, this young lady is out there and she's working for free. She is working for free. And did you get the area that this character come from? I want to know who his constituency is. Who voted him into office? Where? He's from Texas. I know he's from Texas, but I want to know. They may be in a earshot of us. Who voted this character into office to talk that noise to the young lady? Did you see it?
I'm reading it right now.
Yeah, you got it? Okay.
I'm looking up where his
All right. Well, anyway, it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. This guy, his name is Randy Neurenbauer, a Republican from Texas, and oh my God! It's to me, it's been a hectic week. It's been a hectic week. The shooting of the young lady, and this guy Neurenbauer, and these Republicans shutting the government down. Now, people, let's be honest. The law is the law. This passed clean and clear. We're talking about Affordable Health Care Act, Obamacare as they call it. And not only did it pass the Congress and the Senate, but it withstood the litmus test of the Supreme Court. It's the law of the land. And you want him to come and compromise the president, to compromise on the law of the land? You want him to change the law? What kind of mess is this? All righty. I had a feeling this is where this character from. I've never heard of him before. He's from the 19th Congressional District in upper Midwestern Texas, from Lubbock to Abilene. That sound about right. So it had to be somebody like that out there to pull a stunt like that. And he had the media there, so he wasn't doing nothing but clowning. But to insult a public servant who's out there working for free. You do know those park rangers aren't being paid right now. The people you see out there working, they're working for free. And if they don't come to work, they're going to get fired. They call it furlough, but they're going to get fired if they don't come to work. And you have a United States congressman out there insulting the young lady, telling her she ought to be ashamed of herself. She didn't start this. She didn't start this crisis. She's not holding up the government. He is. It's a low down, dirty shame. And you people out in Lubbock and all the way to Abilene, that's a pretty good. That's a real wide district, but at the same time, I guess it doesn't have a whole lot of people in that area out there to have a sort of a small geographical district like you would have in Dallas, Fort Worth, or Houston, or San Antonio somewhere. You wouldn't have that, but still, you could find somebody. Y'all could elect one of those rattlesnakes out there and wouldn't have more sense than that. And this is utterly ridiculous. Utterly ridiculous. 972-647-1893 is the number to call. 972-647-1893 is the number to call to get some sense about what's going on, because I want to hear about what's going on. Why do you believe the young lady should have been shot? Do you believe this congressman was right for talking to this woman like that? Do you believe it? I tell you what, we'll take your calls. We got a short break. We're going to take your calls right after the break. 972-647-1893. We'll be right back.
Prohibits discrimination on the basis of race, color, religion, sex, national origin, disability, and familial status. A message from HUD in partnership with the National Fair Housing Alliance. The only way to stop housing discrimination is to report it. HUD.gov/fair housing or 1-800-669-9777. A public service message from HUD in partnership with the National Fair Housing Alliance.
Knon and Beyond Bows and Arrows 5th ever benefit powwow is coming Saturday, October 5th. It's a free admission powwow with raffles, auctions, Indian food, arts and crafts, as well as raffle dances and spot dances. Vendor space is available. The 5th ever Knon benefit powwow takes place at Four Winds Park, located at 5380 East Highway 199 in Springtown, Texas. MC for the powwow will be Knon's own Albert O'Crow and Harold Rogers. All drums and apprentices are welcome. Vendor setup is at noon. Gourd dance starts at 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. A free supper break from 4 p.m. to 5 p.m. and intertribal dancing from 5 p.m. to 9 p.m. For vendor space or more information on the powwow, call 972-835-1590. Once again, 972-835-1590. Come experience a traditional old-style benefit powwow Saturday, October 5th.
All right, we're back on Church Information and Open Forum. I think I got my footing under me now, man. I was tough first 20 minutes for me. But at the same time, 972-647-1893. Joining us in the Knon studio is Mr. Robert Pitre, Dallas businessman, actress, whatever you want to call it. Mr. Pitre, radio talk show host, has his own show on satellite and everything. He's got it going on. We were talking about the young lady that was killed by the Capitol Police. I know it's a dangerous thing to mess with the federal government, but my whole thing is, Robert, why didn't they shoot the tires out?
Well, you know, it's been easy to kill blacks in America. You know.
Yeah. You think this would have happened to a white woman?
I would doubt that, Reverend, and you know, people would probably say no, that's not true. We're just saying that. But if you just look at things that continue to happen to black people in America, for as death, you know, it's like it's easy to see us die, easy to kill us, easy to just turn your back on the deaf black people in America.
You saw this incident?
Oh, yeah, I seen it.
The guy was standing up there at the door of the car.
Right.
How could you not see that baby in there?
You know, but you know, you could, when you seen who was driving the car,
you can't see nothing else.
Right. You know.
Yeah. I tell you, I had promised I was going to take some calls. 972-647-1893. All righty. Let's go to line 1 and say good morning to James. All righty. Good morning, James.
Yes, good morning, Reverend Barnett.
Fine. How are you this morning?
I'm done blessed and better than blessed. I'm thankful for your program. And I have poor reception down here and haven't been able to get on the internet, but when I can, I'm listening all the time, trying to, you know, help out wherever I can. I appreciate you always. And Robert,
Thank you.
I understand what Robert is saying. Hopefully, I hope he gives out his information of what satellite program he's on. I'd like to listen in, and hopefully one day I get to meet Robert and we work some things out together with you.
Sounds great. Sounds great.
Yes, sir. One of the things I was going to mention, like you said about shooting the tires out, they were right there. That's all they had to do, because that way they could investigate and find out what was going on, what was the further danger, and not do what they did.
If they thought it was a conspiracy, that was the way to do it.
Yes, sir. They were right
Shoot
there.
the tires out, and then you have a live person that if there's any way you can find out if there's a conspiracy, you got somebody there that can talk. Yes, I don't understand. They were standing right next to the car. They had the car surrounded in 3 ways, but they left her opening to get out. How come they didn't put one of those squad cars and block in where she couldn't go anywhere? She had the gate in front of her, 2 squad cars, and there were several other cars around. All they had to do was block it where she couldn't go anywhere.
Well, I'm gonna make a pun out of this. I'm gonna say it's not a joke, but I'm gonna say it like it's one. It was because of that color of that car.
Yeah, that black car. Yeah.
You know, like Robert said earlier, we just like dogs. I think about James Bird. I think about the young man that was hung and, you know, so bad because he was supposedly looked at a white woman. Yeah. I mean, come on. If people really look at the Bible, we are the one that still toted the cross with Jesus, and we're still toting that cross out here.
Well, you should get on the internet, and there's a 107-year-old black man that was killed in his own house by the police in Arkansas just a month ago or less.
107 years old?
Yes, 107. He had an incident with a woman, and then he went in his house.
Old boy was still having incidents with women at 107.
And then they shot tear gas and everything in his house, and then killed him.
I remember reading about that.
Right.
I didn't hear.
Yes, sir. Yeah. Let me. I try to hurry up and get in. I know a lot of people waiting, cause I've been waiting a lot of time, and I hold the line almost an hour, but that's all right with me. But the other thing is, I believe the GOP are lobbyists for the insurance company and the doctor, because Affordable Care Obamacare, he do care. It would remove all these high bills from the insurance companies, and the doctors and all those people that been getting over on us over there. I am glad that African-American, mixed man, whatever he is, was able to get in that White House and go through those records and files and laws and government and find out what's been going on for 40-some white presidents. They may get upset how I say stuff, but that farm bill that they've been doing, that goes along with the food stamp program. And black farmers here in Palestine come up to me asking me about money that they're supposed to be owed from years ago. I don't know if you're having that problem up there in Dallas-Fort Worth area, but this kind of stuff is still going on. And these old rednecks...
Well, they paid some of the farmers. To me, that settlement that they settled on with those farmers really was not enough. And from what I could see most of the people that got money was from up around Virginia, North Carolina. Didn't any of the guys and people in Texas get any of that money?
I'm not sure, but I just was in conversation a few days ago with a Texan here and a friend of mine that said he got a notice that there's supposed to be some millions that's supposed to be coming into Texas, and he's one of the black farmers down here looking forward to that. And I have another guy that's been in touch with them. He said for years he's sending paperwork to Washington, to Austin, and he hasn't gotten anything. He always, I go to stores here, and he see me, and he come up to me, and we discuss it. I'm always looking in the newspaper trying to, get information about it. And I got a few newspaper clippings about black farmers and the farm bill and all of that, but still I haven't just heard anybody say they had their hands put on money. But, that was one guy down there. He's a preacher, Rev Barnett, and this guy told me that he did. But talking to the guy, I haven't talked to the guy to find out if he actually got money. But the guy told me he was one black farmer that got a nice home down here, and he probably did get some of that money.
Okay, then. All right, thank you.
There's so much more to talk about, but I'll make room for it. I appreciate y'all. Thank you.
All right, thank you. That clears the line, 972-647-1893. 972-647-1893. Let's go to line 2 and say good morning to Michael. All righty? Good morning, Michael.
Good morning, Reverend Barnett.
Fine. How are you this morning?
I'm doing well. I hear your questions concerning our civil servants seeming to think that they're our masters, and I will say that we need not say it's a Republican Democrat. What has Representative Lauren Burnham done to help this park ranger to get her compensation? Lauren Burnham is a state senator here in Texas. He's a Democrat. What has he done positive, I wonder?
He didn't vote. Lauren Berman did not vote.
What did he do positive? We're talking about Democrats and Republicans. This Democrat, what has he done to help these children that are working for nothing? And what has he done? Has he spoken out about his fellow legislator using this bad language to a civil servant?
Yeah, well, now, I haven't heard any congressman speak up yet.
But that's what we need, right? For them to
they should, like I said, they should censor him
for
what he did.
The police department needs to not have the fraternal brotherhood police. Al Lipscomb said we need teeth in that Citizens Pay Race Review Board. We don't have subpoena power. I went to talk to Charlie Stovall last week, by the way. I went down there to the church, which is the Union Hall, and it's right by the Secret Brotherhood of Police, and Dr. King said them things is poison. All them black things with fire coming out of them called guns, he said they're all defective weapons. They need all to be gotten off Earth. There's not he said, decent folks have decency to fall back on. We don't need guns. Only criminals use guns, and no matter what color uniform you have on, if you have a gun, that is a criminal behavior. Martin Luther King Jr. finally said that weapons are inappropriate. He said we have a choice between nonviolence and non-existence. But that cold violence of being disrespectful is one thing, but these guns that these children are dying with, we need to do like Peter Johnson says and just simply get them guns off the street if we have to do it.
Well, Peter and I are good friends, but I disagree with Peter on that one. No, we don't need to give our guns up. No, I totally disagree with that one. I think we need to learn how to use them and protect ourselves. We're in a society. We're in a society now that guns are not going to go away. They're not. Let's face reality. They're not going away, and they're not going to give their guns up. Those who even call themselves law-abiding citizens, who all of a sudden can shoot people for basically no reason at all because they're in the wrong place, wrong time, wrong color. All of this. And back with Lon Berman, I don't know. You obviously don't care for him, but we have 434 other fellas up there that should be speaking out and speaking against this, about this. And really, I feel like President Obama should address the way this guy talked to that young lady. But I'm so glad the man that was standing there next to her, he spoke up to this congressman, because I'm sure the young lady was intimidated knowing that this congressman is standing there. Had she said something or even said try to defend herself, he would have said she was being smart and probably would have tried to get her fired or had her fired. So you got 434 people up there, well, 534 up there, that really needs to be speaking out against this fella. All right. Thank you for your call and comment. That clears the line. 972-647-1893. 972-647-1893. Robert, you made a statement about how it seems like it's open season on us, and that we, not only others, we are killing ourselves. We got some bad habits, bad practices, things that are happening, things that are practiced against us. Do you see genocide looming? What's going on?
Reverend, is genocide, and blacks in America are going to have to understand that. When you look at, you have an HIV epidemic in America. I mean, blacks are dying daily. You know, blacks are 48% of all the new AIDS cases in America.
48%.
48% of all the new AIDS cases.
13% of the population.
13% of the population. And when you look at 60% of all women with AIDS is black. And when you look at the overall, 72% of the AIDS, people with AIDS, is black folks right now.
72% of all AIDS patients are black?
The males. 72% of all the males are black.
How did it get there? Because it really seemed like started with white homosexual males.
Well, it started before then. It started in 1932 when the syphilis experiment. And that went on for 40 years to 1972. Mm-hmm. And then AIDS came in 1980. Now, they studied in the syphilis experience how to kill the blood cells of a black man. Then they came in and they gave they gave AIDS to the white homosexual. And then in 1980, and then they sent it to Africa. From 1980 in Africa to 2011, 34 million Africans died of HIV. Now they have sent it back to America. And this is the reason why so many blacks today, like in America, it's 1,200,000 people that they know of that have AIDS. Blacks are 510,000 of the 1,200,000. So we right at 48% of the people in America with AIDS, and we 13.6% of the population. So we have, and it's epidemic, and nobody's talking about it, and the blacks are dying every day. See, when you have the kid from 13 to 24, 60% of those people with AIDS is young black males. Well, males and females. You know, so
60%.
66%.
66%.
Right. You know, of that age.
That's carrying
HIV.
What age group is that?
It's 13 to 24.
13 to 24.
Right.
So we having a problem with a lot of teenagers with AIDS?
Yes,
HIV?
Yes. Like in Dallas County right now today, 49% of the people in Dallas County with AIDS is black. Right here in Dallas County.
49%.
49%.
People in Dallas County.
Dallas County.
It's carrying HIV virus.
Right.
It's black.
It's black.
Do you have a breakdown of percentage of males and females with that?
Right. The males is in Dallas County is like blacks. See, it's about 74%. See, what's happening? If you are having sex with another man, 50% of that group have AIDS already. So if you have a gay cousin or a gay brother, and he's having sex with another man, 50% of that group there have AIDS right now. You just about guaranteed to get AIDS.
Is that right?
Right. That's how serious this is.
Okay, but what about that brother that's on the down low?
He's the same. It's the same. If you having sex with another man, you're likely to get AIDS. 50% of that group is gonna get it.
But he passes it on to a woman.
He passes it to a woman. See, one of the things that in white gay males, they usually have sex with the same sex. Now, a lot of black gay men, when you say that down low, they have sex with men and women.
They're bisexual.
Right.
And
that's
it seems like the white gay male put he seemed to have really, they went after that community and they educated that community.
Right.
And I don't see the rise in numbers with them.
Right.
I haven't seen it.
No, right now blacks have become, when you looking at the population, we 8 times likely to get AIDS, to have AIDS.
Than a white person?
Right.
Wow. How did it get to this point? Is this genocide? What's going on?
We are not, you're not hearing about it in your community. I mean,
there's no
the
education.
Leaders is not talking about it. The churches is not talking about it. And it's an epidemic in America.
There's no education on this.
Now listen to these numbers here, Rev. In New York, the state of New York, 56,905 blacks have AIDS in the state of New York. In the state of Florida, 46,248 blacks.
Boy,
in Texas, 24,310. Now, Dallas County is a 4 for the 24,310.
Dallas County?
Dallas County.
Why Dallas County so high?
Well, Dallas County and Houston is higher than Dallas County. See, Dallas County have right at 15,000 people right now with AIDS. You talk, we blacks, we're right at 7,000 and something blacks in Dallas County.
Has the HIV virus.
Right. And it's growing too. It's growing.
What can we do about this?
Well, we got to make people aware. We got to make people aware.
Educate.
Right. And then and many of us.
I see nothing in our community. I hardly never hear anything. I don't see any posters. I don't hear it over the radio. Nobody in our community seems to talk about it. It seems if they be quiet, it'll go away.
Right. But it's part of that genocide. Now, here's the deal. Just think right now. I
tell you what, we're up against a short break, and we'll be right back. You can give us a call, 972-647-1893. If you have questions or comments, we're talking about HIV and genocide in our ethnic group. We'll be right back.
KNON and RDG Productions presents Greg A. Smith Love Expression CD release party this Saturday night at Port David's Pub. It will be a night of love and passion designed with you in mind. This is Greg A. Smith with a personal invitation for you to come out and celebrate with me. I'll be performing with my band along with Leroy Ward and his band, Chester Burns, and Fort Worth's own The Sensational Miss Peaches. A free buffet by Bubba's Fat Burgers and Barbecue, along with Love Expression raffles throughout the night. VIP suites are available at 469-471-4180. That's Greg A. Smith's Love Expression CD release party this Saturday at Port Davis Pub, 1313 South Lamar in Dallas. Doors open at 7. Show starts at 8. Tickets available at knon.org, Bill's Records and Elaine's Kitchen in Dallas, Forever Young Records in Grand Prairie, and Conch Cleaners in Fort Worth. This will be a night for lovers to remember. Sponsored by RDG Productions. This is a KNON benefit concert. Hey.
Want to find out about upcoming events at KNON? Want to see pictures from past events or need information about the station? Then you need to like the official KNON Facebook page. It's easy to find. Just go to facebook.com/KNON893. It's the KNON 89.3 FM station-produced page for Facebook. It's the easiest way to keep up with what's going on here at KNON. Like us and share with your friends today. That's facebook.com/KNON893. Accept no substitutions.
All right, we're back on Church Information and Open Forum. I'm Marion Barnett, your host. Our guest this morning, our special guest is Mr. Robert Pitre. You know him as a businessman. He do it all. He does it all. He owns the Skyline Ranch. He owns a car dealership. He's a businessman par excellence. And not only, he doesn't just take his success and run with it. He loves his community and concerned about his community and trying to do everything he possibly can. He has stacks of a paper here about HIV, AIDS policies and different things with Black America. And this is chilling when I'm looking at some of the stuff he has highlighted on this thing about HIV and AIDS. It's a tough situation, and it ought to be frightening. We seem to bury our heads in the sand. Nobody talks about it in the black community. Like you said, I don't hear about it on black-oriented radio stations. You don't hardly hear sermons about it from the pulpit. Right. You don't see signs or banners or anything hardly in the black community letting us and warning us about HIV. It just seems like they letting us stew in this particular soup, and eventually it's going to burn us all up.
Right.
Now, it seems like this is what's happening here in America.
But do we care, Rev? Do we care? If it came out that white kitty cats was dying of a disease in America,
mm-hmm.
white people would be in an uproar trying to find out why white kitty cats are dying.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's how serious they would be about a cat.
Mm-hmm.
Now, a human being, a black human being, that doesn't matter to them, but it don't matter to us either, because we're the ones that's dying.
We're the ones suffering.
And we're not saying anything or doing anything.
Man,
you don't hear our black leaders talking about it. It's hush hush in the church, and people are dying every day. Every day. 48% of everybody that died with AIDS is black folks.
And with 13% of the population.
Right. And we don't care about Africa. When you heard me mention from 1980 to 2011, 34 million Africans have died. Now, we going to die like that in America.
It's obviously headed in that direction.
Right. Now, when the last time you seen American Indian?
Well, I see one every Saturday. And he's one of the few.
One of the few. He's
the only one left in Dallas.
Yeah. Ask him how many in his tribe in Dallas, Texas. But what happened to the Indians?
Genocide has been known to be perpetrated upon people.
When they gave the Indians blankets with smallpox, gave them guns to kill each other with.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? Gave them that rot gut liquor. That's the formula that we're dealing with.
The same thing.
Same thing. Look at our community. There ain't number of liquor stores left. Everything's going. Right through South Dallas, dope and liquor. People walking around like zombies out there.
Yeah. It's sad to see guys standing on the corners and up and down the streets. They out of their minds. When Reagan took the funding from mental institutions back in 81, our streets have just been nomadic ever since.
Right.
See, you know good and well, you didn't see homeless people everywhere on the streets, everywhere you go.
Everywhere.
That started under Reagan. Mm-hmm. Reagan did that. Mm-hmm. See, all this mess is political. Everything that goes on in this world is political. 972-647-1893. Bring me line 4 on and say good morning to Cliff. All righty? Good morning.
Good morning. I just want to make a general comment about the black race in America. Anyway, I think we kind of left our foundation when we became integrated, because I remember black doctors, black grocery stores, clean communities, all ran, and the chief of police or the police that would come into my neighborhood would always be a black officer, and everybody knew him. That type of cohesion was actually the foundation for us to deal with our health care, education, financial information or our financial situation, real estate, and our faith-based institutions. But now most of our organizations are money driven. So even our major organizations like NAACP, hate to throw a name out there, they have to watch what they say, they have to watch what they do, because they're funded by the whites. And we always talk about what the whites do. We have to come together as a people and take care of our people and stop expecting them to do it.
That's right.
If we don't do this, we used to do this. If we don't come back around and do this, then there will be a mass genocide. It will continue. But we have to own our own property so that when they come in and do regentrification, they don't push us out. But since we don't own anything, they can take us from the south side of the town to the north side of the town.
Not north in Dallas.
Yeah, okay, not north. But
they got you out north.
They got some. Okay,
they put you in them apartments out there.
But you got my point. You got my point.
Oh, yeah.
We brought in the superintendent and we went off on him. I don't even think he's the problem, because he's taking orders. If they didn't like what he was doing at the top, he would have been gone. But he's in line with what they want. We need to control our own communities across the board. That's from Chicago to Texas, California, New York. We need to control our own community.
But the way you do that, you have to stand up. See, we don't stand up for nothing. We accept banks not loaning money in our community to our businesses, our communities blighted, drug infested. You know what I'm saying? We allow this to happen because we don't stand up.
Well, you remember Black Wall Street in Tulsa.
Oh, yeah. That's right.
Okay, so that was a strong community, and they came in and devastated that.
Well, but what is the number one mistake they made the night they had that party? What did they do?
I don't know.
They shot up all of their ammunition.
Yeah.
And when the gunshots stopped, that's when they went in and killed them.
Yeah, went in and killed everybody.
Yeah, I'm just telling you. We've got problems. We got problems.
Yes.
And but we don't deal with our problems.
No, we don't deal with them because we are conditioned not to. And our so-called leaders will call certain folks certain names and do all, but they never get out and do anything for the masses of people that's going to help our people. I'm looking at some stats here on my desk right here that Mr. Pitre has given me. Man, this is horrifying.
Yeah,
but I'm going to have to take other callers, and you're a very good call. Make sure you call us back. Thank you. 972-647-1893. 972-647-1893. I'd like to say good morning to Shirley. Shirley, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
You say you are a HIV patient?
Yes.
Okay.
I was dating a guy, but I got messed up in 97. But like I was listening to what y'all was saying, a lot of people are scared to talk about it. I'm not afraid to talk about it because I know AIDS and HIV is real. I take the medicine and I pray and I tell the Lord, take care of me. But I take care of myself though. Like I say, I listen to the program, I listen to a whole lot of y'all program, and like you said, a lot of people don't want to talk about it. But like you were telling that other man or whoever, it's true. AIDS and HIV is out there. When people found out that Magic Johnson had it, they thought that, they just people thought that, they just bloated it out there in Portland. He's a superstar. He's a basketball player. But they got to realize he's a man, though. And we all get sick. You know.
You say you contracted it through a man, not through some type of a shot or anything. You got it from a man.
I got it from a guy that I used to date, but he dead now. But he didn't tell me he was full blown.
Did he? Was he gay?
No.
Had he been to prison? Had he been to prison?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
See, these prisons is letting the guys out without telling of their status.
Now here's the deal. Now, in 2005.
Right.
I was talking to my grandmother, and I was telling I talked to some inmates, and they was telling me about the homosexual activity in prisons. And he was telling me that the males, the black males that was in prison that was taking medicine. And he was saying that, but they come out to their girlfriends and wives and give them AIDS. So I told this to my grandmother, which was 94 years old, and she said to me that women need to know. See, a woman like you should have known. And my grandmother said to me, women need to know. So I contacted my state representative, Yvonne Davis, and told her what my grandmother said. And she said, we're going to take it before the House in January of 2005. Took it to the House. We went to committee first. And committee said that, we test inmates going in. And I asked them, I said, but going in, what about coming out? Say, we test them going in, so, we don't feel that. We feel like that's enough. I said, wait, hold up. How much does it cost to test an inmate? He said $5.25. I say, what? So $10.50, you could test the inmate coming in and out of prison. And then I say, but now, women need to know. So it went from committee to the House. And unanimous vote went to the Senate. A unanimous vote got to the governor's desk, and they say the governor's not going to sign it. I called black Republicans that I know of in this city and say, hey, y'all need to get the governor to sign it. So I decided, I'm going to call the governor's office. I called the governor's office. They connected me to the Criminal Justice Department of the state of Texas. And I told the lady, I told her my name. She said, I know you. I was out at your ranch. I said, well, this is what House Bill 43 is sitting on the governor's desk, and I need the governor to sign it. She said to me, I have known this from conception. When I heard about this bill, this is a good bill. The governor need to sign it. Say, I'm going to be with the governor this weekend, Miss Pitre, and I'm going to tell the governor that you want him to sign this bill. He signed it that Monday. And so right now, every inmate that's released from a Texas prison is tested. But now here's the problem. Woman like you, they can't let you know. They could let him know. They can't let his wife know. They can't let his girlfriend know.
That circumvents the bill.
Right. Yeah. See, but it's for us right now. This is what we need to be doing. And I'd like for you to be, I'm going to give you my number, and I'd like for you to be part of this action. Because you were and I would guarantee you it did happen because when he was in prison, that he lived a homosexual relationship, a gay relationship, bisexual. When he got out here, first thing he wanted was a woman, and he found a lady like you and had sex with you and gave you HIV.
Yep.
Well, Shirley, how are you doing?
I'm doing fine. I go to the doctor, I take my meds, and I am doing so wonderful. My doctor told me my HIV is so unprotected, they barely can see it. But this is what I tell people. A lot of people, when you say something like that, they get scared of it. Right. But like I said, I know God can take care of anything.
Right. You was innocent. You were innocent. You had sex. You was innocent. Everybody's having sex. All grown people out here is having sex.
Right.
Yeah, you was innocent.
I really.
Can we get? Can you get her number? Because I definitely would like to talk with her because, we're gonna deal with this. We need. I think that people like you and other people need to know that if you come out of prison and you have HIV, you need to be monitored.
Well, and here's my thing about that whole deal. A sex offender, they register him.
That's right.
The rest of his life.
Right.
They even let you know if he's moved into your community. Now, he does not, what he does is awful.
Right.
But he does not necessarily have to be deadly. If you come out and get that HIV virus, I know that people are living a lot longer with it than they used to. Yeah. But it's still, to a great extent, a death sentence.
Right.
And
it's an early death sentence.
Yeah, he should be exposed.
Right.
It should be something out there that you can go to the internet and pull up who's in your community carrying this virus.
Right. Out of the 15,000 people right now with HIV in Dallas County, now, all Dallas County could say to them is, if you have sex, you need to have protected sex.
That's right.
That's it.
Yeah. But protection can even break, you know.
Right. But this is all they could do. But that inmate.
But see, this is a state law that governs this.
Right. But now Texas is one of the few states with this.
Right.
Yeah. See, and it was on the strength of my grandmother and I.
Yeah. You got that bill passed. All right. Thank you, Shirley. All righty.
And Shirley, I really want to contact you, and in any way that I could help you, I'd like to help you.
All righty. 972-647-1893 is the number to call. 972-647-1893. Let's go to John on line 4. All righty. Is John there?
Yes. How you doing today?
Fine, John. How are you doing?
Oh, not too bad, thanks.
Go right ahead.
Okay, my issue is during Barack Obama's first presidential campaign, I was watching a meeting in a black church, completely black, not predominant, but completely black. And they had a split in the congregation over two of the candidates. Now, what I was expecting was to have a Democrat and a Republican, right? Because these are this black church, supposed good Christians. Yet, when the candidates came on, it was Barack Obama and Hillary Clinton, two of the biggest abortionists that I know. And yet, where were the people who are anti-abortion, who are pro-life? And so that goes along with everything else you're saying.
Well, let me ask you something.
HIV genocide.
Okay, I hear you and understand. Could I ask you, how old are you?
53.
53. You're right on the cusp of knowing the ilk of people, how they have opposed blacks and civil rights down through the years. Those, for the most part, who are pushing for abortion, and I am not pro-abortion. Don't get me wrong, but they've always been the ones that was also anti-civil rights. And a lot of people don't understand that. This is why blacks has never openly joined in with whites that are anti-abortion, because those people have always pushed against the civil rights. They love you while you're in the mother's womb, but they hate you once you're born. And this has always been a problem why blacks have never joined that movement.
There's one problem with your argument. If you want to hear it, I'll tell you.
Go ahead. We're
waiting. Again, you have this whole congregation to put down the middle, and none of them, not one of them, said anything about why do we have two abortion candidates here. That's my issue.
Well, you have one issue.
Candidate?
You have only one issue. There were many other issues that were on those people's minds. There were issues of eating, staying alive. Not only after you've been born, you got to live. And they saw those two candidates as being those who would work in their favor, work with them. People vote their own interests. And for many African Americans, those Republican candidates is not going to work in their interest. Look at what we have now. They've shut the government down. I I'm on a roll, and y'all say it's time to take a break.
And I want to agree with the gentleman, Rev, when you come back.
Well, I agree.
Okay.
I'm not
I want to
pro-abortion.
agree with him, though. I want to.
Yeah, I'm not pro-abortion,
right.
But I understand what he's saying, and I understand the thinking of those people. I've been around long
that
enough
racism. See, the racism part is
okay. We'll be right back.
Okay.
You are listening to KNON 89.3 FM in Dallas and Fort Worth, the voice of the people.
Someone should make a movie about J.P. Morgan Chase and title it Bankers Gone Wild. Not long ago, America's biggest Wall Street empire was hailed as a paragon of financial integrity. But now, it's been assessed record fines of nearly $1 billion for management illegalities and is being investigated for other crimes by 7 federal agencies, several states, and 2 foreign nations. The $1 billion punishment was levied because top-level mismanagement caused shareholders to lose a whopping $6 billion in a trade scandal last year, and because the CEO and other ranking executives tried to cover up the loss. Media reports say the bank agreed to pay the fine to settle these charges. But therein lies yet another crime committed by the bankers gone wild, a crime sanctioned by regulators who made the charges. When it's reported that the bank will pony up $1 billion, who exactly is that? Not the bankers who committed the illegalities, but Chase's shareholders. Wow! The money the bankers lost belonged to shareholders, yet they're being socked for another $1 billion to cover the bankers' fine. Imagine if you were burglarized, then were fined for being burglarized. As one law professor said, it's not just adding insult to injury, it's adding injury to injury. Federal regulators say it's easier to get bankers to settle a case if they can hand the fine to shareholders, who don't even get a say in the decision. But going after the bankers, they claim, would require a jury trial, and jurors might not convict. This is Jim Hightower saying, huh? What kind of bass-ackwards justice is that? Besides, it's ridiculous to think that jurors wouldn't jump at the chance to convict Wall Street banksters. That's a jury I'd like to serve on, wouldn't you? Nail a couple of those bankers, and that'd chill all of their finagling.
Yo, what's up? I'ma kick it with the line, y'all know. Yo, Slim, can I kick it like this? Here we go. Well, it's time to make that change. People of the world today are fading. All of us have our ups and downs. You better think about it all you want.
All right, we're back for hour number 2 of Church Information and Open Forum. I'm Marion Barnett, your host, and we each and every Saturday morning. And today is a big day in the African American community and for everybody, because everybody's welcome to go out to Fair Park today and have a good time. Well, you have them turkey legs and all. They have some kind of food out there every year. They have the dish of the year and all of that. For years, people, that was the only day we could go to the fair. Was the what was it? Second Thursday. It was a Monday. No, it was a Monday. Okay. Prairie View and Wiley used to play, and Prairie View and Bishop played for a while, and different things. And that just show you the power of money, Robert. The State Fair of Texas is run by private business. Mm-hmm. The governor, the legislators of Texas, nobody have nothing to do with that fair. It's run by big businessmen.
The power structure.
They tell schools to shut down.
Yeah,
they shut down.
That's right.
You don't go to school certain days. Yeah, that just show you what the big money does. Right. And they used to let the Dallas Independent School District football teams play, high school football teams play out there and in the Cotton Bowl during the fair. But, you know, they cut that out. You know why they cut that out. And it's just so many things that are, I don't know, we can just point out. But
your last caller, Reverend, you know, he stated something. People need to know that from 1973 to the present, black females have had 16 million abortions.
16 million babies?
No, abortions. Not
because
babies.
Some of them might have been twins. Right. You never know.
Right. Okay.
So let's just say we'll stick with 16 million.
16 million.
That's a whole lot of children.
Right. Now,
Lord, that's a lot of children.
That's 1 out of every 2 pregnancies, 1 was aborted. Now, just think, if you were born after 1973,
Boy,
you had a
lucky to be
50% chance of living.
You're lucky to be here. Huh?
Right. But now, the one that live, look at what's happening. 75% of the one that live in a single-parent home or foster care. See, you know, when you
Which
look
is a nightmare for a lot
when
of
you
children,
look at, you know, so we're 36 million in total population, black folks in America, 36 million. Now, just think if that 16 million would have lived,
52.
we'd be at 52 million.
No, we'd be more than that because
right. They would have had children.
They would have had children.
Right. So we'd
probably be up to 70 million people almost.
That's part of the genocide that we're dealing with. Okay, here's another. In Iraq, in the war in Afghanistan, okay, 6,717 soldiers have died since 1981 to the present. In Black America, the war that's going on in Black America in the inner cities, more than 100,000 blacks have died.
Well, we talk about the wars that President Obama is dealing with. He's dealing with what?
Iraq, Afghanistan, but we funding.
But no,
he's
dealing with one right in his neighborhood in Chicago.
Right. Well, we ain't dealing with it.
And more people getting killed there than in Afghanistan or Iraq.
Right.
He's dealing with 3 wars right there in his hands. You know, there have been far more young black men killed in Chicago than killed in Iraq and Afghanistan put together.
Right. But see, this is all over. This killing is all over America. It's all over America.
Every
over 100,000. We talking 6,717 soldiers. We talking black men. But now here's the bad part about it. 93% of those murders was by another black
man. Black child, really. Most of them are teenagers. Most of them are kids.
Right. So, but we're not dealing with none of this. None of the things that's happening.
Well, are we like that frog and that's on the stove? You know, if you put him in there on the stove, and the water's not hot when you first put him there, he'll sit there.
Right.
And once the water get boiling, he still won't jump out because it gradually came on him. He don't move.
Right.
Now, had you thrown him in there when it was red hot, he would have jumped out.
Right.
Is this thing just gradually moving upon us, and we seem to not realize it because it's done gradually, and once now it's out of hand, we really don't seem to know what to do with it or how to deal with it.
We having fun, man. We going to the fair. We worrying about the cowboys.
Yeah.
You know, and how they going.
And the safest place in Dallas is going to be Fair Park, but they're not out there to protect us. Hello?
Yeah.
You know who they're out there to protect.
Oh, yeah.
They coming in from north and east and west. And
see, that's hundreds of millions of dollars.
Yeah, that's what they're out there for. Yeah. 972-647-1893, 972-647-1893. What I have, let's just start at 1 and go across. All right. Let's say good morning to Russell. You have another now? Hello, Russell.
972-647.
See, come on, Russell. You're listening to your radio. Listen to your phone.
What I have this is just across. All right.
Russell.
Turn your radio off, Russell.
Yeah, my radio off, man.
Yeah, turn it off. Yeah, okay. All right, go right ahead.
All right, let me. This goes deeper than a lot of people understand. See, for years, the United States has, what they have done is put what is called race laws in effect.
Yeah, they've had black codes for over 125 years.
Not just black codes. Way back when the Chinaman came over because of the gold discovery in California, opium wasn't illegal. All the Chinaman did opium. Opium became illegal so they can wipe out the Chinaman race because the Chinaman was taking the job. Same thing happened with marijuana. The marijuana laws really was put in effect to destroy, shut down the Mexican race. The cocaine laws that's in effect today are designed to shut down the African American race. what happens is we as a people, what we do is it don't affect me. It ain't my problem, so I'm gonna back away from it. It's so prevalent today, and it's such a mass effect in America until the same people that you got running the company, they know the ins and outs. I work for a company, and I know for a fact 75% of the Hispanic there are illegal. I'm a foreman at the company. Mm-hmm. So when their papers come back and tell them and that they're illegal, you can't hire them. They tell them, I don't care if you come back to Cinderella, just come back.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So when you're saying that it's all about control, money, it's all about money, about power. And I agree with you 100%, Russell. What's going on, it just didn't start. This has been practiced for generations after generations, for centuries. And it's the same old thing. It may be using cocaine here, opium there, marijuana somewhere else. But it's the same game being played by the powers that be.
But we fall for that, Reverend. Now let me go back to 1972 when the movie Superfly came out. The movie Superfly sent millions of blacks to the penitentiary behind that movie. Because Superfly, if you look at that movie, every time you seen him, he was snorting cocaine. Mm-hmm. He was dressed, he had the car, he had all this stuff, and he was slick, and he beat the system. The end of the movie, they showed that he beat the system.
When he drove off on that bus?
Right. When he didn't beat the system, and so many blacks in America felt like,
they could
I'm going to be like Superfly, and that's
going around frying their hair,
right,
pulling it down like it looked like wearing a woman's hair, and wearing those clothes.
Right.
And getting them old Cadillac and fixing it up.
And Curtis Mayfield album, Superfly, was the #1 album sold in America at that time.
But they wouldn't listen to the album.
Yeah.
Because he said their hustle. No, he said his hustle was wrong if you listen to that album, what Curtis Mayfield was saying.
What happened is this, okay? That same man that produced Curtis Blow knew if I glamorize this lifestyle, they gonna fall for it.
That's right.
Okay, for over 75 years, they got these places what they call projects. If you put a scientist in a lab, he's gonna work on a project for about 5-10 years. And after that, guess what? It's no longer a project. The experiment is not a project no more. Guess what? I know the results of it because I know it don't work. So what I do is I continue to build this because I know this much. What the kids got to look up to is the dope dealer standing on the corner with the big fancy rides. Mama can't pay the light bill and barely putting food on the table. So guess what happens?
He moves in.
He go to hang out. He hanging out. The kid go to the basketball. Say, man, can you run to the store and get me a soda water? I give you a $20 bill. When you come back, keep the change.
Well, a lot of them, Mama is letting them move in and operate out of their houses too, and so
what happens? What happens is our reality becomes distorted at a very early age because we become a victim of our society. If I got you in a cage, and I keep you in that cage, you're gonna become an animal.
Yeah.
And see, when you have a blighted,
thank you for your call, Russell.
And see, our community become blighted with drug infested for the lack of economic development. See, it's an economic embargo. Money's not flowing through our community.
I look at your dealership there on Harwood and Grand. You are an oasis in a desert there, man. You're a voice in the wilderness. They need more. We need more men like you who really have done well to stay and still fight for your people. It's a matter of your mother really must have taught you right, because you never You've never left your people,
right?
Man.
And then
you could have gone many places.
I could be gone now and be unconcerned and be very,
like
very
so many
successful.
others are doing.
Right. And people would still respect me. But see, I'm following the orders of God. See, I'm following God. When God, see, a lot of times God tell people, this is what you need to do. Oh no, God, I can't do this. See, I don't have time, God. I tried some other time.
Yeah, we got too many Jonahs in our race. We got too many Jonahs.
Well, I got to follow. When God tell me something, then I don't have no fear.
But God still have some big fish out there that will swallow you.
Yeah. They be trying to get me every day, Rev. They're still here.
Yeah, I'm talking about these rascals doing that. Yeah. Let's go to Tasha on line 2. All righty. Good morning, Tasha.
Irene.
Irene.
Go ahead. This is Tasha.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I was calling about the HIV.
Yes, go right ahead.
Okay, I was calling because I'm a 40-year-old woman. I turned 40 years old the end of August, and I've been HIV positive for 20 years. And I got it from a guy that I was real promiscuous growing up.
Mm-hmm.
So I say that I got it from a guy that I had sex with somebody that had been in prison.
Mm-hmm.
And I kind of was like, I was kind of like in denial of it, having the virus. You know, right now I don't take medication.
You don't?
Me, in my eyes, no, sir.
Are you having unprotected sex?
No, sir.
Okay.
I'm married, and the thing is, when I got married, I didn't tell my husband that I was HIV positive.
Did you give it to him?
No, he's negative. I'm positive. What happened was we applied for insurance, and they came out to our house and they swabbed us. And, they came back and said, we can insure him, but we can't insure you. So.
Well, now, under Obamacare, you can get insured now.
No. I'm saying this is like for health insurance. This was like 7 years ago.
Uh-huh.
They said, they couldn't insure me, and that's how my husband found out that I was HIV positive. I didn't tell him, in kind of in a way, I was like in denial. But because I like today, I feel fine. To me, in my eyes, I look fine. I hardly ever be sick. I go to the doctor. They want to put me on medication. I'm scared to get on medication because I'm scared that it's going to change my immune system. I don't want to go back. You understand? I feel like in my mind, I feel like if it's not broken, I don't want to, do you understand
you
what I'm saying?
You don't want to fix it, But I suggest that you go back to get you a good physician that you trust that would be candid with you, and I guarantee you, I'm sort of afraid for you not taking anything. They tell me that Magic takes I don't know how many cocktails a day, and plus Magic is very athletic, and he's still exercising and training hard. But for you just to let this thing linger, you're gonna eventually break out in full AIDS. And your husband, how did he take it when he found out that you were HIV?
He told me that he still loved me and he was going to be there for me. And
you got a good husband.
I thank God for him. Right. We're still together right now. We're having problems, but it's not because of the HIV. And then, like they were saying, like when I go to the doctor, they don't really care if you tell your spouse. They say, so
they don't care.
No, they don't care if you tell your. They said my doctor said she have people that come in that take medicine. They tell their spouse that they taking a multivitamin every day. Because they don't want their people to know. But she said that she's not concerned about my partner. She's concerned about me. That's what the doctor said.
All right,
when you're having unprotected sex, I'm sure before you knew that you were HIV positive.
Some things I want to ask her. Do y'all have any children?
No, sir.
Yeah.
I'll put her on hold. We'll take you. We come back to her. All right, we're up against a short break, and we'll be right back.
Knon and Beyond Bows and Arrows 5th ever benefit powwow is coming Saturday, October 5th. It's a free admission powwow with raffles, auctions, Indian food, arts and crafts, as well as raffle dances and spot dances. Vendor space is available. The 5th ever Knon benefit powwow takes place at Four Winds Park, located at 5380 East Highway 199 in Springtown, Texas. MC for the powwow will be Knon's own Albert O'Crow and Harold Rogers. All drums and apprentices are welcome. Vendor setup is at noon. Gourd dance starts at 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. A free supper break from 4 p.m. to 5 p.m. and intertribal dancing. For vendor space powwow, call 972-835-1590. Once again, 972-835-1590. Come experience a traditional old-style benefit powwow.
Turkey. Well, at least when I'm in the car.
I know I shouldn't do it, but it's so hard to stop. That's why I hide it from myself, so I won't be tempted.
I used to do it all the time. I stopped by locking it in my glove compartment.
My friend used to do it off when we're in the car.
My solution is simple. I just don't do it.
There are lots of ways to stop yourself and others from texting and driving. How will you stop? Tell us at stoptextstoprex.org. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
All right, we're back on Church Information Open Forum. I'm Marion Barnett, your host. And Mr. Robert Pitre is our special guest this morning, your special guest. And we're talking about this. We're talking about HIV. We're talking about politics, whatever you like to talk about. We are here for you. If we can go back to line 2 and say good morning, see if Tasha is still there. Tasha is there?
Yes, I'm on line 3.
Right. Okay, and you say... y'all haven't had any children. Is that because of HIV?
No, because of something that happened years ago that I wasn't able.
Okay. Are you educating people around you about this virus and the pain and suffering it can cause?
No, sir. I'm not.
Let me ask you, Tasha. Have you and your husband, have y'all ever had unprotected sex?
Yes, sir.
Right. And for some reason he didn't get HIV. Is what
Right.
you're saying. Right. Do you still have unprotected sex?
No, sir.
Okay.
Never.
Right. But what I would advise you to go to the Dallas Health Department and
I have a doctor.
Right. Well, and your doctor, and just, you may need to take medicine. You say you're 40 years old. But
Right.
But now here's the thing. You were innocent. You didn't know that the man that you had sex with had
And I
HIV.
didn't know
You was innocent.
Right, and I didn't know myself until I went and applied for, I was going to join the Army in the early 90s.
Right.
And they gave you a test and you found out then?
Right. They denied me because of that.
Right.
Well, we're praying for you, Tasha. And you say, do you feel okay?
Right.
Yes, sir.
You're doing good.
Yes, sir.
Right.
All right. And see, that's one thing people need to realize. You just cannot look at a person until if they're HIV positive or not. They can look good as I don't know what, healthy and strong, and be HIV positive.
And it's so many people that's HIV positive and don't know.
Right.
But like my grandmother, when she was 94 years old, when she died, she said women need to know. She gave me orders just before she died that you need to get this bill passed or do whatever it takes. So, Reverend, what we have to do is, when these inmates come out of prison and they HIV positive, we got to take it from there. These men need to be accountable. Because, see, the men is the one that starts it.
I think you need to test both men and women.
Right, they do. They do. Every
because
one is
we do know that a lot of women having sex in there. Sometimes they're having sex with the guards and different things. Coming out of prison, this is one right that ought to be protected, because if they can protect sex offenders, if they can expose sex offenders, they definitely need to be able to.
But see, when you want
to
get rid of a race of people, this is where that genocide come in. When you want to get rid of a race of people, you have activities and ways to destroy that race of people,
right?
And see, in prison, 44% of all the inmates in prison is black. You have 2.3 million people that's in prison, 905,000 is black folks.
All right, let's go to line 2 and say good morning to Beverly. All righty. Good morning, Beverly.
Hello,
Hello.
Pastor Barnett and your guest.
Yes, I'm Mr. Pitre.
I've been really trying to get on. I just wanted to plead and appeal to our fathers to help our sons. I have been watching the situation in Chicago, and we often look to other people, but everything that we need to do for our community, whether it be AIDS or whatever, we have it within our own selves.
Right.
Tell you something that really bothered me. I was traveling down Ledbetter, right behind Golden Gate Funeral Home. It's an alternative school. I subbed in DISD for over 5 years. And I saw all these young men, all these children, our children, in orange jumpsuits.
Orange jumpsuits.
I don't know about anybody else, but that disturbed me. I'm like, what in the world? Why? What?
Were they incarcerated?
Planning to be. That's the mind thing.
Yeah. They conditioning them now.
They were in orange. I almost stopped my car in the street. I said, oh, my God, I cannot believe there should be an outcry. There should be an outrage in our community. And we just sit by,
Who were these children?
They were children going to the alternative school right there.
Oh, that alternative school right there, Loop 12 and Ann Arbor and I-35.
Right.
And they got them in orange suits already?
They were in orange jumpsuits.
This is DISD.
I was upset, and I said to myself, they're preparing for the prison.
That's right.
But on the second hand, from teaching in DISD with our children, I taught in all Kingston, Carter, all the schools, Kimball, and I often challenge my students. They say, well, you're just a substitute. I said, son, you don't know who I am. And I asked them about going, who all would like to go into business? People raise their hand, and you always have one or two. I'm not going to do. I said, you don't have to. I said, so you're going to work for them, right? So I always challenged our children. See, back in the day, we had real black teachers that would teach our children.
Yeah.
But, yes, we know they're preparing the prisons for our sons and our daughters.
That's right.
I just wonder what's going on with the black parents.
The community and the parents.
Man, that one got by me. I know. Right. Because I live in that area.
Right.
And see, when
everything has a beginning. I mean, this can go all the way back. The young man that spoke about, how it started. It actually started back in slavery time when they split up the families and took the fathers from the family.
Right. And the children.
And now we have system slavery where they're still doing the same thing. We need to wake up.
Right.
But you know what? But they come back with a new way of doing it, because when you check the stats, in 1900, 77% of all African American children was born in wedlock. Did you know that? From 1900 until now, it has vastly gone down, where 72% are not. We seem to have been more family-oriented back over 100 years ago than we are today. Correct. So there's a new way of doing these things, and we have to be wise to these new wiles that they have for us. As you said, you saw these orange suits. They're conditioning them right now. This is going to be your attire. A few days from now, you're going to wear this for most of your life. Right. So it's conditioning, and we need to do things in a way that we need to wake up. And first of all, I'm going to call DISD first thing Monday morning and ask, do we have these children in these jumpsuits?
But they were right there at the bus stop.
The mentality.
God, I was like, were you serious?
Right.
I was like, seriously?
But if you'd have stopped and had conversation with these young folks, you'd have been able to hear the mentality, the ignorance that.
They wasn't born that way.
No, they're not born. The environment.
We teach
Barnett,
them.
Let me say this. Let me give you the flip side. I teach I taught in the ISD.
Right.
And when I look at that school, I said, there's your geniuses right there.
Mm-hmm.
Those are the smart kids.
Really? They have inquiring minds. This is why they try
but nobody's teaching them. No, they're not learning nothing.
Yeah.
See, they're not being taught. Knowledge is the key.
We thank you, Beverly, for your call.
Right. And keep up the good work.
All right. 972-647-1893. Mm-hmm.
But Rev, now tomorrow, that we're going to be, not we, but people going to be all dressed up.
You're not going to church tomorrow?
No, I'm not going tomorrow. But they're going to be all dressed up and going into church with all these problems that we have, and they're going to be taught about 600 BC and not about standing up right now. See, we got to deal with the problems.
It's easy to talk about the dead and being a part of that, though all those folk are dead. See, just like most people hated Dr. King. Most preachers didn't like him. They didn't like him here nowhere. Right. He had only about 13 to 15 pulpits he could preach in all across America. But once he died, everybody loved Martin. Everybody marched with Martin. Yeah, please. That's a joke. Right. All right, 972-647-1893. Which one are we on? Is that line? Who I have on line 3?
Line 3 is Michael. He wants to thank you for making him think.
He want to thank me for making him think? All right, thank you, Michael. All right, thank you. Good. All righty. Let's go to line, was line 4? Line 2. Is that line 2? Give me Jeff on line 2, all righty? Good morning, Jeff.
Good morning, Reverend Barnett and Mr. Pitre. How you guys doing today?
Just fine. You doing all right?
Yes, I am. Long time since I talked to you guys. You were talking earlier about genocide in the black community through the prisons, et cetera, et cetera. Mm-hmm. I hope you're successful with that, Mr. Pitre, but your biggest opposition is going to come from your black churches, and it's also going to come from your gay lobby because, for example, they give a lot of money to the Democrat Party, let's just be honest. And, they're gonna fight you tooth and nail on that one, but I hope you're successful.
Well, and you're so right. We have those factions that don't want to be exposed, but this is a matter of life and death. It's not anti anything. I know I'm not anti anything other than death, and that's going to bring harm. Not trying to expose anybody or hurt anybody, but it's a living reality. That many of the guys that come from the prison system here in Texas, many of those guys are HIV positive, and they're not going to tell it. A lot of them will not explain to it. These young women.
But the bill has been passed. See, the bill has been passed.
Yeah,
now, what the community had to do, we need to expose.
Right.
See,
I mean,
that's what.
I agree.
But but people told me that the bill couldn't even get passed. See, so in my actions and in my way of living life and my understanding, see, when you tell me I can't do something, you're just talking. It has nothing to do with my actions. Mm-hmm. And when my relationship with God, I had to tell a preacher one time that he was talking like, well, I'm better than you understand, and you ain't part of my church and all that. But my statement back to him, you don't know my relationship with God, and I don't know yours. You understand? Correct. So people can't tell me, when I went in business, they told me that I would not be able to be successful because I only had $300 to start my business with. I don't listen to that kind of stuff. See, right now, people can't tell me what about that force out there that's going to stop you from being able to do what you want to do. Hey, God would have to be that force to stop me. That's the only force that will stop me.
I just hope you're successful.
Thank you.
The notification part is, I was telling you where your opposition is going to come from, because again, that lobby is so powerful, and that was my main thing about that. There was another caller who called up, and you guys again talking about genocide. He mentioned the genocide through the abortion, and you mentioned the numbers of African Americans that have been aborted. There it is coming on both ends. It's coming from the birth end, and then it's coming on the other side.
Right.
We're almost getting to the point where, like Reverend Barnett said, I mean, he was talking about why we can't agree with the other side, et cetera, et cetera. But at some point, I mean, like I said, on the one end, we disagree with the gay lobby, but we vote the same way. And then on the other side, we disagree with the abortion lobby, but we want men together with those guys. Somehow we got to get together because we're getting it from both ends, if you understand what I'm saying.
Well,
we need to stand strong for ourselves.
And you seen my position, because I agreed with the gentleman. Right. So, it's right is right, wrong is wrong. If we take garbage in, we're going to get garbage out. See, we it's for us to make the difference. These people are not finna save us. We got to save ourselves.
That's right. We need to stand for ourselves, and we don't have to depend on anybody else, because nobody else is going to do anything for us because they're fighting for survival themselves. Right. All right. Thank you for your call and comment. All right. That clears the line. 972-647-1893. 972-647-1893. Let's go to Jorge on line 1. Good morning, Jorge.
All right. Thank you for your call and comment.
Please cut your radio down. down. Yeah, cut it off. Hey,
hello?
Yes, go on. Please cut your radio off.
Yeah, my radio off. Look here. Okay, I'm listening to you all. The prison system promotes homosexuality. Everybody know it. Most of the guys that are gay let their parents know and family know they're gay. A lot of them have their people putting money on their punks' books. I've been there. I watched homosexual guys come to visitation and tongue kiss their wives like there's nothing involved. But see, the biggest problem is this. It's a money thing, man. HIV is a money thing. It's more money in pretending to create a cure, and then to create a cure. There's more money in treating the sickness than it is to curing the sickness.
Right, but see, they trying to, black folks, if we don't change this, we're going to be out. 50 years from now, you'd be looking for a black person like if you was looking for an Indian right now.
Well, the thing about it is this, all due reality, it is that way now. You look at all these big mega sports stars that's supposed to be these big time sports stars. See, the white man has a mentality. See, he keep his money in his circle. I'm gonna invite you in for one reason only. Okay, because as long as I can get you in, I put you in my circle and put this white female under you, I'm gonna keep this money coming back to my circle. And what we fail to realize is this: if I take 2 dogs off the street, I can take a pit bull and a chihuahua, and I mix them together. What do I have? Society don't accept them dogs.
All right.
There's nothing. So, what are you doing for where you come from? They forget where they come from.
Right.
If I take the same time and build back my community, all the millions and millions of dollars that guys has gotten from this area that's going to play sports, they come out of South Oak Cliff, yet still South Oak Cliff has nothing gotten better because they refuse to invest. They refuse to come back to the neighborhood they grew up in because they're better than.
What about your politicians that represent South Oak Cliff? You say it hadn't gotten any better. What about that?
It hasn't because what happens is a leech mentality. I'm a focus on some of the most minute things to keep you happy. To make you happy, but yet still to make sure everything that they want go in effect. So I was in the city once before, okay, and what happened was they built what's called a rec center for the inner city, but they turned around and built this $30-something million soccer field, what's called Duncan Field, way on the other side of town that we can't get to.
Yeah. Well, look here, I tell you what, I'm completely out of time. I get the gist of your call. Very, very good. Right. And call us back soon. We have got to take a short break. We're going right. We'll be right back.
KNON and RDG Productions presents Greg A. Smith Love Expression CD release party this Saturday night at Port David's Pub. It will be a night of love and passion designed with you in mind. This is Greg A. Smith with a personal invitation for you to come out and celebrate with me. I'll be performing with my band along with Leroy Ward and his band, Chester Burns, and Fort Worth's own The Sensational Miss Peaches. A free buffet by Bubba's Fat Burgers and Barbecue, along with Love Expression raffles throughout the night. VIP suites are available at 469-471-4180. That's Greg A. Smith's Love Expression CD release party this Saturday night at Port David's Pub, 1313 South Lamar in Dallas. Doors open at 7. Show starts at 8. Tickets available at knon.org, Bill's Records and Elaine's Kitchen in Dallas, Forever Young Records in Grand Prairie, and Comp Cleaners in Fort Worth. This will be a night for lovers to remember. Sponsored by RDG Productions. This is a KNON benefit concert. Hey.
SeniorsNet provides much-needed services to low-income seniors over 60 who are struggling with hunger, health complications, or completing everyday tasks. SeniorsNet has assisted over 4,000 elderly through its ongoing programs so they can live independently in their own homes. Services have included grocery shopping and delivery, handyman services, and lawn care, to name only a few. SeniorsNet, located in Richardson, is operated through the Network of Community Ministries, a 501c3 nonprofit. SeniorsNet is helping seniors remain independent and continue to live with dignity. SeniorsNet phone number is 972-234-8880. Their email is info@thenetwork.org.
Okay, we back. The gentleman that was just talking about the athletes. When the athlete's career is over, 72% of them end up broke. No money. I mean, I don't care how many hundreds of millions of dollars.
That's a travesty within itself, right? Because African American people, we have our athletes and entertainers make enough money to bail out race out.
Right. And then we have $1 trillion a year too.
All right, take Jerry Jones. How much money you think he put in black people's hands each year?
I have no idea.
We looked it up. Those salaries, the amount of money he put in those black players' hands, it doesn't get to our community.
Oh no.
They have agents that lead them away from our community. Steer clear. Don't spend money. Don't open businesses. Don't do anything that's going to help the African American community. And they do that for the most part. Most pro athletes do that. And when their career is over with, they go back to those agents to get their investment. And all the investments were bad. We lost all your money. It's gone. You know, I call it the old Joe Louis.
That's right.
That's the way they did Joe Louis, and they've been doing Joe Louis. It's been a lot of Joe Louises ever since. That's the way they did him. All right, 972-647-1893. 972-647-1893. I'm trying to. Is this? I'm trying to figure out where are we? This. No. I'll take that one last. Okay.
Got another Michael?
All right. Let's take Michael on line 4. All righty. Let's go to line 4.
Hey, good morning, Reverend. This is your class ally, Michael.
Good morning, Michael. How are you?
I'm doing better and better. I'm really enjoying your show. I think you let people see things from a higher perspective that includes divergent views. Mm-hmm. And one higher perspective that I heard a long time ago was that if a man hits you on one cheek, offer him up the other. Mm-hmm. But I hear people misunderstanding that all the time to mean that Jesus Christ didn't mean that, really. It's all shucks, you can forget that one. Mm-hmm. That doesn't really count. Well, I would never do that because I'm real mean and horrible. And about 99% of the people think that he didn't really mean that. They say they believe in Jesus, but they don't believe Jesus. He told us no revenge. Now, when you walk back on the street, you see burning in the leaves.
Hello?
Oh, are you still there? Are you still there?
Yeah, you faded out. Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. I moved around. Okay.
Yeah, when you drive down the street and you see a sign that says early release.
Michael. Somehow you're fading out, Michael.
Okay. Well, I guess that was meant to be. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Bye.
All right. Okay. Well, I guess 972-647-1893. Let's go to Reverend Wright on line 2. All righty. Good morning, Rev.
Good morning, Pastor. Good morning, Dr. Pitre.
Good morning. Good morning.
Very interesting story. I just want to give you an update and kind of just make a quick couple comments. First of all, I agree with you that young lady shouldn't have not gotten shot up there in Washington. They could have shot her tires out, and they could have simply eliminated that. They were close enough to look at the car and see.
Why didn't they surround her car with all them squad cars sitting there? They could have trapped her in. She couldn't have gone anywhere. Just shot the tires out, and it's over with.
But like Dr. Pitre said, there has been a genocidal attack on the black man for
correct
years, since the 70s. But the first attack was on the family, Robert. And before we can ever do anything, if we don't restore the family, put the S back on parents, and restore our families, all these other fights are going to be in vain. There are people like myself and others that are fighting, but there's power in numbers. Until we can come together collectively, we're going to always be struggling like we struggle. Nobody has respect for us because we don't have respect for ourselves.
That's right.
In Barnett, on Tuesday we had a press conference. The white man that shot the little 8-year-old boy in the mouth.
Right.
He was saved by the grace of God, only by the grace of God. That man sat there every day for a week. Didn't live in those apartments, stayed 4 or 5 blocks down the street. And so we were asking the district attorney's office, was this not a hate crime? Because why was he there in the very first place? Didn't have any friends.
What was he doing there?
He didn't have any friends there. We were told that 30 minutes before he shot before the kid got threw off the bus, he was waving the shotgun around and nobody called 911. Shame on us because that apartment complex.
Lord have mercy.
Full of African American people. African American Hispanics are the majority that live in that. They're the only that live in that apartment. So nobody called when they see this white man swinging a shotgun around. Nobody called 911. So again, shame on us. When we tell people all the time, you know that Pastor, you the children of our board, that fight help the oppressor and not the oppressed.
He was looking for somebody to shoot.
He was looking for somebody to kill. So we would want to make sure if they charge him with attempted murder
and a hate crime
with child endangerment, but we don't want him to plea out on anything less. Because that young man could have been dead, and the family is seeing him at the hospital. He has a trait, but he can still speak because it barely missed him. But opposed to going to a graveyard to see him. So we need to make sure that this guy gets the full extent of the punishment that he deserves for killing or shooting at a young African American boy who was simply getting off the school bus.
Well, now he's not out on bail, is he?
Well, they're trying to reduce his bail this week, and so
how they gonna reduce his bail, and they wouldn't reduce the boy's bail for about a dog?
About a dog, and so that's what got me, and that's what got us all fired up. We're going to monitor, and then at the end of the day, Dr. Pitre, the person that's on that district attorney's office looks like us.
God have mercy.
His office looks like us. So we can't get mad at white folks for doing things that we do to ourselves.
All right.
You see the things that are going on in Oak Cliff Pass. You got black city councilmen. But anyway, I'm going to give you a call one day next week because I need to talk with you.
Okay.
All right, Dr. Pitre.
All right. And what we're going to have to do, and, I think it'd be easier to work with these children and let them go home and work on their parents.
But here's a child getting off of school.
No, I'm not talking about him. I'm not talking about him.
He on his way home and got shot. Getting off a school bus. Right. He wasn't getting out of a petty wagon or a squad car. Right. He was getting off a school bus, and this man shoots him.
Oh yeah, that's 100% wrong. And
I haven't seen much outrage from. Have you heard any of our politicians?
Have anybody been politicians down there making deals for themselves? Them politicians ain't making no deals about how you better the community or standing up what's happening to people in the community. They cutting deals for themselves. How do they benefit? How they trying to get rich? They going out to the white people's houses, and cutting deals.
Yeah,
they don't.
They get out
but see, it's our fault because we put them in that position.
These folks.
And we don't make them accountable.
Yeah. All righty. 972-647-1893. 972. This is Somebody more talking? I don't know. Let's bring up number one. Okay. Bring up number one. All right. Good morning. You're on Knon.
Good morning, everybody. I've actually called to say a lot, but I'm not going to say it. Reverend Wright just summed it up. We got a lot of things we got to work on, of course, starting with that family. We don't popularize family anymore, especially in our community. But
no,
I wanted to say something about the risk populations that Mr. Pitre was talking about, that 13 through 24. I did a little research when I first got out here in Texas, and they were talking about it makes up 25% of all new diagnoses. And I was wondering, well, where's all the funding going? Because they're getting plenty of money out here. Several agencies, which, of course, I'm not going to name those agencies. I have a couple of pages here of the names, but they getting big, huge grants to be able to raise the right type of awareness on this issue.
In the right community.
Dallas County has the highest new rate of new HIV/AIDS diagnosis in the state, and Harris County is not far behind now. 2009, it had the highest rate in the country. Now, remember, they getting funded for the 13 through 24, the 25%, but South Dallas accounted for 45% of all new AIDS cases, followed by the Northeast. We're saying we need to track the funding. We really need to track that funding, and then we also need to go and we need to stretch it past that age 24. I heard a lady calling that's 40. How many more people in that group and older that's battling that or don't know they have it or have it?
Well, now, we see people in 70s and 80s on is getting AIDS.
That's
Right. And then, but 48% of all the new AIDS cases is black, and we 13.6% of the population. How do you get 48% of anything being 13.6% of the population? I mean, that don't even make no sense. I mean, and we're not doing anything about
one of the key factors, that prison system.
That's one of the factors.
That prison system, by not releasing those who are HIV positive. He's right. The gay lobby, there are other lobbies that will fight hard, but you and I are similar.
But it's out the gate now. It's out the gate now. We got to deal with prevention.
People have told me a lot of things that I couldn't get done, and I got them done. So that it doesn't bother me. I mean, big, huge, major projects. Right. And they said, boy, man, they ain't gonna do that. But I kept persevering, and it got done. It's just wanted to see, this is a matter of life and death.
Oh yeah,
it's not not hating on anybody, but it's a matter of revelation that can save people's lives.
Right. See,
this is utterly ridiculous not to pursue and persevere on a bill like this.
Right.
These women, they're glad to see the guy get out of prison. They're glad, they're happy, they run into him, and they still. They're playing Russian roulette. Sometimes they just really sitting down in the electric chair. They might as well be when these guys get out.
Right. See? But it's black people. It's black people that it's happening to. I mean, who concerned about black people when you see that black people are not concerned about black people?
Right.
You know, so I mean, you know, it's an epidemic. We're dealing with an epidemic. Mm-hmm. You know, and see, we have to learn to be concerned about ourselves first. We got to become selfish as a race of people and be concerned about us first. And we're not concerned about us first.
All right. All right. We thank you for your call and comment.
Thank you.
Let's go to Al on number 2. All righty. Good morning, Al.
Hello.
Yes, go right ahead, Al.
Hey, how you doing, Rev?
Fine. How are you?
I'm blessed. I'm going to say this real quick, as fast as I can. There was a documentary a few years ago on AIDS on HBO. There were some doctors over in Africa from France that were experimenting with different viruses and stuff, and there was a tribe in that location that they were doing these experiments, and this tribe was forced to take these shots that these French
with the same needle.
Yes.
Yeah, they spread it in Africa. They went over there vaccinating people with the same needle that was HIV positive. This is how it spread it throughout Africa. They'll tell you negative things about they caught it from a green monkey. They always lie. But they will not tell you, a strange thing, they will not tell you that the internet started in Nigeria. A Nigerian started the internet. They don't like to talk about that, but it's always something negative, and people we need to wake up.
Right. But Reverend, in 1932, that 40-year experience with syphilis.
Yeah.
You know, now it's not where they stopped in 72. This is when people found out.
Yeah.
And then 1980, AIDS come into the game, and they gave it to the white homosexual first, and they took it to Africa. See, in the American government was monitoring the syphilis experience. They were part of it. See, it started here.
Go ahead, preacher.
Yeah.
I tell you what.
Yeah.
All right. I tell you what. I'm just about out of time. Let me get my job line in and see if Mr. Greg Barber is on line 3. Is he still holding on? Greg, are you there?
Good morning, Rev Barnett.
Good morning, Greg.
Good morning,
How you
Greg.
doing?
Doing fine. Good morning, Mr. Pitre.
Good morning. Good morning.
Any jobs out there?
There are awesome jobs out here this morning on our SAT job line. That's Solutions and Actions Today job line, brought to you every Saturday morning during church information and open forum here on Knon 89.3, the voice of the people. This morning on the job line, we have Uni-Select USA is looking for warehouse representatives. They're asking you to apply online at www.uniselect.usa.com. Once again, that web address is www.uniselect.usa.com. Dealer Track Technologies is looking for a customer service representative. They're asking you to apply online at www.career-successfactors.com. Once again, that web address is www.career-4.success, SUCCESS, factors, FACTORS.com. Equinix is looking for warehouse specialists. They're asking you to apply online at www.equinix.HODESIQ.com. Once again, that web address is www.equinix.HODESIQ.com. Cashmere Fabrics is looking for warehouse associates. They're asking you to apply in person at Cashmere Fabrics at 3191 Commonwealth Drive, Dallas, Texas, 75247, Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Once again, Cashmere Fabrics looking for warehouse associates. They're asking you to apply in person at 3191 Commonwealth Drive, Dallas, Texas. That is Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Neiman Marcus is looking for seasonal warehouse positions. They're asking you to apply online at www.neimanmarcus, NEIMANMARCUS, careers, CAREERS.com. Once again, Neiman Marcus is looking for seasonal warehouse positions. They're asking you to apply online at www.neimanmarcuscareers.com. Inner Ceramic Marble is looking for warehouse positions. They're asking you to apply in person at 11210 Zodiac Lane, Dallas, Texas, Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Once again, Inner Ceramic Marble is looking for warehouse positions. They're asking you to apply in person at their facilities at 11210 Zodiac Lane, Dallas, Texas. If you are child-loving, energetic, and patient individual and would like to work in a daycare setting, the number for inquiry is 972-290-4995. Once again, if you are a child-loving, patient, and energetic individual and would like to work in a daycare setting, the number for inquiry is 972-290-4995. If you are a person affected by addiction and need assistance with your recovery efforts, or an ex-offender trying to make their transition back into mainstream society and need assistance with job searches, the number for inquiry is 214-634-2722. Once again, if you are a person affected by addiction and need assistance with your recovery efforts, or an ex-offender trying to make their transition back into mainstream society and need assistance with job searches, the number for inquiry is 214-634-2722. Today is a good day if you're looking for a job to find one. Let me repeat that. Today is a good day if you're looking for a job to find one. The late, great Godfather of Soul said, we are people, we like the birds and the bees. We'd rather die on our feet than live on our knees. And with that, we bring our SAT job line to a close.
Great job as always. Great job. Righty. Tell you what, Mr. Pitre has a great announcement. Make that announcement. This is a big announcement. They're going to make it real quick.
Yes, on November the 9th, we talked about on your show, Rev Barnett, about the boys' conference. Boys from the age of 10 to 17 that live in a single parent home or live with their grandparents. We're going to have a big event at Skyline Ranch. You could call and leave your information on 214-421-3038. Just leave your information.
Now, I tell you what, I'll be making an announcement next week. All righty? Got to get out here and got to run. I'm Senior Pastor Heavenly Joy Church. You're located at Bruton and Masters. You are more than invited to come see us. And we're there each Sunday morning at 11 o'clock, Sunday school 9:30, a Bible study at 7 o'clock on Wednesday evening. May the Lord bless you and keep you coming up. Next is the Workers Beat. Learn more. Stay tuned to the great programming on KNON. Bye-bye.
KNON 89.3 FM in Dallas and Fort Worth, the voice of the people.
Business owners, tell KNON's listeners about your business. You can put your business or event on KNON. KNON currently has space available to run announcements for you. Tell KNON's listeners about your goods, services, nightclub, concert, or event. Help keep the voice of the people on the air while putting your information on the air. KNON's been named the #1 radio station in Dallas by both the Dallas Observer and D Magazine. Put your business with Dallas's #1 station. Call now for more information at 214-828-9500, extension 227, or extension 233. For more information, go to KNON.org and click on the Run Spots on KNON page. It's a great way for your business to support community radio while letting more people know about you.